Hey everyone, Bruce Morris from the TABB Group here. Welcome to TABB Forum's Market Structure Wave. Next month, TABB Forum will be publishing our annual comprehensive special report on the state of the market for OMS and EMS platforms and technology. Today, we are very fortunate to have Vidya Guruju, Managing Director, Front Office Product Management at Charles River, return to Market Structure Wave to discuss this dynamic technology and business category. Hey, Vidya, welcome back to TABB Forum.
Thank you very much for having me, Bruce.
Hey, our pleasure. So Vidya, last year, you discussed many trends that you were seeing in the market, including automation, especially within the FX and rates markets, general desktop interoperability, data migration, ETFs, an increase in fixed income electronic trading, and an increase in collaboration in the OEMS platform between portfolio managers and traders. So let me ask you, are you still seeing a continuation of all of these trends? And are there any new trends you'd like to add to this list?
Yeah, we do continue to live in interesting times. These are all trends that are continuing to gain traction and trends that we continue to pay attention to. Whether it be automation, our shift to passive and ETFs and expansion of electronification into broader set of asset classes, and a more streamlined communication between portfolio management and trader as it happens in the OEMS space. All these are, still, there's a lot to come in all these spaces. One more trend I might add is there is a healthy and a renewed push for straight-through processing. This now means, all the way to custody. This started with State Street and Charles River getting together, and we call it front to back. And essentially, it is kind of that flow of orders all the way from investment management into compliance, trading, and then to the back office. And there are other firms and companies that are following that trend now. But that has become an expectation now in the market in a way, because now they see that it can actually truly happen. The one other trend that keeps coming up as we speak to clients is kind of the approach and the migration to cloud and open APIs and making the functionality available more as microservices in a platform-like architecture. So those are probably the two other things that I would add to the mix. But as I said, these are all kind of, gaining traction, and we will continue to pay attention to these and continue to try to lead the market in some of these places as we have been over the last few years.
Great, thanks for sharing. So let's pivot to Charles River. How does the company support the market vis-a-vis these various trends?
Very good question. It's not easy to keep track of, where each of these stands and, what the adoption rates are, how open the clients are, and when they will onboard some of these things that we continue to pursue. I'll quickly go one by one. Automation. It has gone beyond just kind of classification into order flow into, say, low touch versus high touch. Now, the expectation is more of event-driven automation. So we have started to embed that into our automation engine, which is not only are you basing it on some deterministic rules, but you're also reading the market signals, whether it be, a price reaching a certain threshold, or whether it be you want to execute a certain trade at a certain time of the day. So all these are baked into our automation rules now. And similar to our approach to other aspects of OEMS, we have certainly baked in the flexibility in the sense that you essentially can write rules in Charles River, automation rules based on any data set that you're able to bring into Charles River, whether it be standard integrations provided by Charles River or whether our clients bring in that data into Charles River, security reference data, market data, order data, allocation data, whatever that might be. So that's what we're doing on the automation space. You brought up interoperability. That is still, there's still ways to go there. It hasn't quite, in terms of adoption, it hasn't been taken up, or the industry hasn't come to a stage where we thought it would be by now. From our side, we have done the POCs and we're ready with, to integrate using FDC3 type interoperable solutions. And we're waiting for the rest of the market to catch up. But that is a real thing that will happen. It's just taking a little longer. And the third thing you mentioned was ETFs, or the passive investment. You've seen all the news recently about how investments are flowing into the ETF markets and how they're expanding into more esoteric or private markets, including now in the ETF space. So that not only has an impact on how investments are managed, but also how the resultant orders are traded, because there is a bigger emphasis now because of the order size is smaller and because the order flow is larger. There is emphasis on list trading, portfolio trading, and things like that. So which we support and we have supported for a while now. And in terms of interaction between the portfolio manager and trader, it's not that there is more interaction now. There has always been interaction between portfolio manager and trader, of course, but it's done more systematically now in Charles River through our integration of chat, where we can connect the portfolio manager and trader and have them have that conversation within the context of a particular order, or even a particular, say, new issue security in the fixed income space. And because we are piggybacking on our clients' infrastructure of teams, all the audit capabilities, et cetera, that come with it are also applied to these workflows. So that kind of makes it a lot more streamlined than having to either exchange post-its or go into a separate chat and put in the context of what they're talking about in there. So that's how things are going. So we're trying to stay ahead of the trends and trying to kind of continue to maintain that leadership position in each of these areas. One other thing, I think this is very much in relation to portfolio management and trading communication, is new issues in the fixed income space. That has come a long way now, where we are able to offer through our partners like iPrio or S&P Market Now, DirectBooks, and Bloomberg. We're able to offer straight through processing, where we get new issue reference data or shell securities directly from our partners, automatically get set up in Charles River, and portfolio managers and traders are able to raise orders on those and automatically transmit that from Charles River to the syndicate and bring back allocations electronically into Charles River. And that's one area where there's a lot of interaction between a portfolio manager and a trader, all facilitated through teams within Charles River.
Thank you. Can you drill down a little bit on some of those examples and share some specific use cases? And you don't have to name names, but any types of specific clients that you can share their success stories as far as what they've been using these components that you just discussed?
Yeah. One of the trends you mentioned at the start was kind of the electronification of the fixed income markets and how it's expanding into other areas like swaps, or even now swaptions, and the same with electronification of the new issues market. Those are the two areas that have probably had the most impact in terms of efficiency. Take, for example, the fixed income new issue space. It was very much a paper and pencil, or at the very best an Excel-based workflow, where the traders had to keep track of what issues are coming into the market in the next week or whenever, and then make an Excel out of it, approach and solicit their portfolio managers for interest in each of these, and kind of collate that interest. And when the time comes, get updates on the security and where it's pricing and stuff like that. Keep a note of that, broadcasted within the organization, and then finalize their interest in a particular deal or a new issue, and then over the phone or chat transmit that to the syndicate. All that happens in a much more efficient, streamlined workflow within Charles River on a click of a few buttons. And we are very excited to onboard more clients onto these offerings. And one of the things about microservices and platform-based approach, we have built all this as a separate microservice. So once clients are on a particular anchor version of Charles River, we were able to push any further updates that we make to these workflows directly to our clients without them having to take an upgrade or a patch just for that.
So last question, and this is one of my favorite questions in these interviews. I call it the crystal ball question. Last year, you were very spot on with your prediction regarding AI and machine learning. And to be honest, I can't believe we've gotten this entire interview without even the mention of AI yet. But what future developments do you see happening in the market over the next 12 months? And if you could blend in some of your thoughts as far as where AI is taking this technology as well.
AI is going to be transformational in this area. It's hard to predict exactly when and how much is going to change with AI, but it's going to, ultimately, there's going to be a huge change. A huge change is coming our way, completely transform the industry. Just about 2 years ago, when I was at one of the conferences attended by many of the head traders, when the question was asked, how many of them expect their jobs to change in a substantial manner in the course of the next 2 to 5 years, 80% of the hands went up. So State Street as a company has invested, our parent company has invested in a robust way in machine learning and AI. And within Charles River, even, we have been investing more on the data side of things like detecting data anomalies in the data for start a day or other things. And in terms of other applications of AI, we're going to see that coming through a lot in terms of predictive pricing for a particular security, or selection of counterparties, or broker rankings in a way. So initially, Charles River, typical to our platform approach and our approach to our ecosystem of partners, we're going to rely heavily on our partnerships to bring those capabilities to our clients in terms of being able to provide a trader a recommendation on brokers and broker ranking to do their trade with. But this is going to be pretty huge. Just like the impact it has had on other industries, it's going to be substantial, and it's going to be very exciting.
So Vidya, this has been a great conversation, but unfortunately we have to cut it off. Thanks so much for sharing all your time and your insights with TABB Forum today. And to all our TABB Forum viewers, keep an eye out for our report. And if you happen to be watching this video after the report has been published, there'll be a big red button at the end of the video that'll take you to the report's landing page. Thanks for stopping by for what was hopefully both an educational and an entertaining ride on TABB Forum's Market Structure Wave. Hey, thanks again, Vidya.
Thank you, Bruce.